Thank you for having us. Hey, guys.
Hey everyone, how's it going? That was an awesome discussion about meme coins. Definitely an exciting topic, and now we're going to transition to another exciting topic, both personally and I think for all of you who are excited about technology and where the future is going. Today we're going to be talking about the intersection of AI and blockchain, and we have our resident expert, JD, here. So JD, can you start us off? Just tell us about yourself, tell us how you got into AI and blockchain.
Yeah, so founder, CEO of Raiinmaker. Our company's focused on developing a protocol and a platform at that confluence of AI and Web3. I got into the space actually in 2017. Originally focused on how could we better understand the value that each individual human represents in the digital world. So looking at each of us in our relationships and those peer-to-peer interactions, which blockchain, I believe at its core, has disrupted, how could we better understand and quantify the value of each human in the digital world? So in 2018, we founded Raiinmaker. We first were focused a lot in the social media space, and about 3 years ago, we saw that there was this confluence happening between AI and Web3. So we started building the Raiinmaker Network protocol, focused on not just the value of each individual human, but what is the value that each of us contributes to training AI? So how do we quantify the value of each human's contribution to training AI models dynamically? And that's essentially what we've been focused on at Raiinmaker for the last 3 years.
Amazing. So you talked a little bit about the AI element. Can you tell us more about how you see AI and blockchain converging?
So what's interesting is I feel like there's this organic synergy when you look at what is blockchain actually good at inherently, that it can provide an organic real value to AI systems. We talk about global frictionless payments. When you talk about AI agents, we talk about the ability to have transparent, immutable proof of data. So obviously the value of AI models is directly correlated with the value of data that they're trained with. And so when we look at the future and we extrapolate going forward, that we see all these different AI models that are going to be powered by the data that they're being trained with, how do we ensure that the value of those models and the data that's going in is accurate? So an example would be right now our data is being fed in to train a lot of these most powerful LLMs that are being run by OpenAI or fill in the blank, these large tech companies. We don't get anything back from that. There's also no transparency, and also there's, I think, even a bigger picture problem they're looking at, which is what happens when those models start to degrade. So I think one of the things that we've been experimenting with and building technology to solve problems around is how do you actually ensure that there's that integrity of data that's being fed in to train each AI model, number one. Because honestly, again, the value of the model is directly correlated to the value of the data that's being trained with. So that's our number one focus. Number two is, what is the contribution or the value of each contribution from an individual human? So I think as we extrapolate out to the future, we can see a world where millions of human beings or billions of human beings across the planet and our billions of interactions or data points are being fed in to train these AI models. How do we dynamically quantify the value of each of us, across, we look at these digital ecosystems. So the Raiinmaker Network protocol, it's a federated hybrid blockchain. It's not an EVM network. We purposely built something that's highly modular so that it can, in a customized way, be able to track at scale billions of interactions across the planet, billions of human data points that are flowing in to train these AI models. So I think as we look at that confluence of AI and Web3, if we look at what does blockchain contribute to AI that's unique? It's that immutability, it's the transparency, it's about having a network that at scale can dynamically say, this is the value of Nick's contribution, this is the value of JD's contribution, this is the value of millions of people's contributions to train the AI models that are powering our economy in the future.
Absolutely, and you touched on it a little bit, but I want to shift focus over to exactly what you guys are building at Raiinmaker. Can you tell me a little bit more, with AI, there's always the value questions, and so I want to know a little bit more about Raiinmaker's values and vision kind of for how all this fits together, specifically what makes you guys unique?
Well, you look at the title of the talk today, AI and Humanity's Renaissance Moment. I mean, to me, we are at a critical juncture as a species. We have a finite amount of time to turn the corner and make an evolutionary leap. And I believe that the combination of AI and Web3 technology really has the potential to empower each individual human in a way that we haven't seen in human history. And so for us at Raiinmaker, our focus has been how can we contribute in some small way to build systems, to build infrastructure, to build products that can empower the individual human, that can increase human agency through AI and Web3. So on the application, we built the Raiinmaker AI app, which is on iOS, Google Play, the Solana Saga phone. We're going to be announcing some other big smartphones partnerships. But that system, the application layer of our network or our ecosystem, enables any human on the planet with a smartphone and an internet connection to contribute to training AI models. So what we've started to build out there is the first proof of concept of how do we dynamically look at each of these humans and their contributions as they're labeling data, as they're providing confirmation, as they're engaging in like 4 or 5 different types of model training from a smartphone device, which is running on our protocol. And then our protocol is actually tracking immutable proof of their contributions to training each of these AI models, and then fractional distribution of value is being distributed to them on the network itself in the form of our token or our other cryptocurrencies. So when you take a step back, again, big picture, and I'm sure a lot of people in this room are familiar with what I'm about to say, but what is unique about blockchain? What does it solve at some fundamental level that brings new value? What is Web3? What is the next version of the internet? It's transforming the way that value is created and the way that value is distributed. Taking that informal value of our relationships, of our data, and formalizing it in a way that ideally is more democratic, that more equitably distributes value back to the individual user. So I think all of the products that we're developing, from the protocol itself, which is running in mainnet, to the application, which has 100,000 plus users across the planet that are training AI models directly from their smartphone device. And that's in Africa, Southeast Asia, Turkey, Europe, the US, Canada, literally all over the world. 100,000 plus users today on our protocol are training AI models. And so for us, it's like to really actually be doing it. I think the last panel was talking about meme coins, it's a fun, I definitely think there's something about fun. But to me, that if we want to build real products that bring real value to the world, we have to start to marry these elements, these ingredients together. We talk about AI, we talk about Web3, we talk about digital assets. We need to do it in a manner where it's just as easy to build with as it is to use Instagram or to use Facebook. So all the products we've developed are so simple and easy to use that your grandma could do it.
All right, well, we'll have to try it out on my grandma when it's already baked. So you talked a little bit about traction. Let's talk about some of the milestones that you've already achieved. You've talked about the user base. And then let's also talk about what's coming. Anything exciting on the roadmap, partnerships, anything that you want to talk about there?
Yeah, so we launched mainnet of the protocol late June. We're at 240,000 plus connected wallets on the network, 170,000 plus unique wallet holders. So that's just at the protocol level. So that's folks that are running deep in validator nodes, they're staking tokens, they're burning, they're providing that core infrastructure support to the Raiinmaker network. And then on the application layer, we have 100,000 plus downloads of the app on both iOS, Google Play, the Solana smartphone. I think there's a few others dApp stores that we're in as well. And so we've had an amazing year in terms of traction and growth. We're moving actually towards our TGE here shortly, which has been, for me, 6 years in the making. I started in 2018, building and finding, pivoting like every founder does 1,000 times, and we eventually found the right path and an alignment. And I think a big focus right now, just kind of shifting gears to where we're going and what we're most excited about in terms of features. A big focus right now is around AI reputation. How do we understand, again, the quantifiable value of the models that are being trained with real quality data from real quality humans? And so for us, it's like we have the protocol itself, which is providing the infrastructure. It's doing that fractional quantifiable tracking globally. But then we have the actual application where users are actually on their smartphone devices participating. So I think we're in a unique position that we not only have the network itself, we also have over 100,000 end users, data labelers, human contributors to our AI ecosystem. So we're able to start to play with this idea or this notion of AI reputation. We're actually also integrating with other decentralized AI protocols and networks right now. So again, focused on how do we begin to look outside of our network and look at, whether it's Aether or look at BitTensor or look at Morpheus or look at these other decentralized AI networks and understand, okay, there's a value that users on those networks are contributing on chain. Let's bring that data in so that we can, essentially kind of unite the tribes of decentralized AI, so to speak. So that's the main focus right now in the next, I would say, like 4 to 6 months. It's two things. One, again, is AI reputation, leveling up the way that we're bringing that forth in terms of an end product that users are actually using both on the desktop and mobile devices. And then, again, looking at our systems to be able to enable real value creation in terms of models being trained by actual humans with a connected smartphone device on a blockchain network, which is already happening today with Raiinmaker.
Amazing. Yeah, I think, a lot of the rhetoric around AI can sometimes be negative and scary, and I think a lot of people are like, oh, what if this takes over the world, right? And so it's nice to hear kind of the companies and the builders that are using this for positive change, really doing so responsibly. And I think that kind of gets me to my next question, which is, at Raiinmaker, what's the contribution to the world here? What are you trying to achieve from, more of a meta perspective?
I mean, at the end of the day, all that really matters, I think, for each of us is finding that divine purpose inside of ourselves. I believe that every one of us, I think every single one of you guys in the audience and every single human being on the planet has a divine purpose inside of us. And I believe that what actually got me most excited about crypto when I came in 2017 was this vision where I could see a world where humans across the planet were actually empowered to find their divine purpose and to bring it forth into the world. So when we look at a combination of AI systems and Web3 technology and Raiinmaker as a company, our focus is helping to power that evolutionary leap for humanity.
Amazing. So is there anything that you would want to leave us with in terms of thoughts kind of going forward, whether it be about the crypto space or about what you guys are building with Raiinmaker? You're someone who's been in the space in a long time, seen a lot of cycles, seen kind of where things are going. I'd love to just hear your thoughts on anything where the transition of AI and where all this is going.
Well, yeah, I think for just taking a step back and looking at the industry itself, I think we're at a unique moment. We're at I think a tipping point where there's a real potential for the mass adoption that we've all talked about and dreamt about. But I guess from my point of view, our responsibility still is everybody's making, or a lot of people in this industry are making a lot of money, which is nothing wrong with that. It's a good thing. But the question is, will we come back to the values that many of us started with? We came into this space not just to make a lot of money, but to make a massive impact in the world. So for me, a friend of mine actually came up with this idea of the billionaire in a new world, which is this idea that a new billionaire is a person who positively impacts the lives of a billion people. Everyone who's in this room is way on the cutting edge of all of these technologies, and every single one of us has the potential to actually go out and to impact large numbers of humans in a positive way. The ripple effects, the butterfly effect of each one of us and our contributions, it can't be understated. It's not about me or my company or just you, Nick, or any one of us. It's about our collective actions as a community, as an industry. And so I think there's a responsibility we have in this moment to understand, okay, there's billions of dollars flowing into this space now. You have BlackRock, you have, basically a validation of crypto that we've never seen before. So the question is, with all this new money, with all this new energy that's flowing into the industry, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with that energy, with the ability to create anything? Are we going to, just all get rich and throw a bunch of parties, which is sometimes what certain people in crypto bend that way. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm here to just say, for me personally, my focus and commitment and passion is really to help transform the world. And I think there's many people like me in the industry that is the core values that we all came in with at the beginning of this. So I think as an industry, we're in a moment where I think we have to take a step back and remember the core reason of why we came in and the opportunity that exists. Because this is kind of that last moment. Once the BlackRocks of the world come in, things change. Once you have billions of dollars coming in, it changes the reality of the situation. Already, the industry is getting much larger than it was before. which is it's a beautiful thing on one side, but the double-edged sword is all of a sudden it's really easy to forget why we started this whole thing in the beginning. And not that I'm one of the OGs. I mean, I remember my first chance to buy Bitcoin was in 2012. Brock Pierce tried to sell me, it was like 1,000 Bitcoin for $10,000. And I said no, because I didn't understand it in 2012. It was really early. But fast forward 2017, I came into the space and I saw the opportunity for this to be a fundamental layer to power what I call the solution revolution. So this idea that humans across the world in a decentralized way could use this technology to actually solve some of the greatest global issues of our time. And I still, to this day now, I really see that more than ever. When you look at now what's possible with AI and Web3, and the combination of these technologies and what we're seeing in terms of real, like a lot of what has been happening for 6 years is everyone's been investing money and teams have been building out software, have been experimenting at the cutting edge. We're really starting to see that take hold, where a lot of the stuff we were talking about 5, 6 years ago is now actually really possible. Now the systems are becoming more mature. Now they're becoming more user-friendly. Now we have the ability to onboard millions and billions of people into crypto, into blockchain, and into decentralized AI. So again, with that power, what are we gonna do with it? For us, and for me personally, my focus is on empowering the individual human. How do we increase human agency through AI and Web3? Because at the core of that question, again, that original question I said we started this out with, what is the value of each human's contribution to training AI? How do we understand that? Because if we can understand that, and we can build systems that actually distribute that in a democratic way, can we imagine the level of empowerment of humanity that we're gonna see come forward? Now when we look at layering on top of it, global, frictionless crypto rails that can distribute money at scale without any intermediary, without any government, without anything getting in the way. Now we have a decentralized system that can truly empower humanity in a way that we've never seen before. All the ingredients are there. So the question is, what are we gonna do with it?
What are we gonna do indeed? Well, I am glad that we were able to have this chat. You know, I think the future of AI and blockchain is in good hands. And so thank you so much, and really appreciate it.
One other thing too, you guys gotta know about Nick. He's actually got an exciting gaming company, and we've been working on some stuff together in terms of the roadmap stuff that Raiinmaker's got. We're working with the NFL and some professional sports teams. One of the products we've been developing that we're rolling out this fall is, again, looking at fans, looking at engagement, looking at data, and then tying that into everything we're doing with decentralized AI. And Nick and his studio, you guys have been a big part of what we've been doing there, and we're excited for all the things we're gonna be doing together. So thank you again for everything.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I think the special part of this space, you get to work with smart people, with good people, and you know, as long as we can keep doing that, I think this space will keep moving forward.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.